Hey guys, how are you all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap up. So hopefully the sound's okay. I've definitely checked that I've got the right settings on. So we will go straight over to those charts. Yeah, starting off with the 4 hour time frame. As you can see, we are getting held up by this 4 hour 9. Also by the resistance area we've got here. So yeah, I would guess. I did say in this morning's video, I'm pretty much expecting a test a bit lower, mainly based off this 9, to be honest. But also, I like to see a retest of the old resistance's new support, and then what often happens, that then becomes a retest that then gets bought. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Failing that, obviously, basically breaking above 9,800 would be a safe long entry, with obviously your stop at 9,700. If we get back over them, we don't have any sort of a retest. We are looking pretty bullish though. We are near enough at the high, at the basically where the 9 candle closed on the 4 hour. So the market is holding up pretty well in the face of this. You'd maybe expect a bit more of a sell-off, but we're not getting one. Just see if we did have any 1 hour 9s come in or anything. Not really, nothing really there. You guys know we don't normally look at that chart anyway. So over to the 12 hour. 12 hour, we've got a 12-hour moving average cluster below us now. We gained the 200 day on the 12 hour, the 200 day, sorry, the 200 12-hour period. So that's basically a 100-day moving average, isn't it? That's the one. But yeah, so we have got this moving average cluster. So that shows that the market's not really got a lot of trend at the moment. I mean, as you can see, we've pretty much just been oscillating around this same sort of midpoint. So yeah, we would hope to see the 21 cross back over the 200s, followed by the 50 at some point, and then yeah, then push up. I mean, I am a bit, I'm not 100% convinced we are gonna, we are just gonna pop straight up from here. We were above 9,800, and we had all the momentum then to close above this resistance area. And we didn't, so, and we haven't even really tested into it since we've been down here. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at there. Daily looks good though, to be honest. Daily just looks like it's just having a bit of a just a pause in the up move, a bit of a bull flag forming. I am looking at stock markets, and they are coming off a little bit now. Not that one. Here we go. Yeah, stock market is looking a little bit weaker here. This is obviously a 4-hour time frame. If we look at something like a 30-minute time frame, you can see we are coming off quite a bit here. But yeah, I do think stocks are overall bullish. See where our daily is coming in at. Our daily, yeah, our daily 200 moving averages is a big support point for the for this asset. So I think we still got room to go to the downside, clearly, before before we actually meet that 200 period. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at here. I mean, we've got a nice 4-hour 9 here as well on the 4 hour. So I'm guessing that is potentially weighing in on price on stocks. It's strange how we got that on the on Bitcoin and the stock market. But yeah, so what am I expecting to happen here? Like I said, I basically am expecting us to come and test a bit lower. I mean, this is sort of an ideal scenario. We don't have to do this. We can break straight up. But I'm not too sure whether we could get that, because we would have to get up to this zone here, I think, which is around 10,000, and then come back and retest around the 9,800 as support. So we've got to test some support on the way up here, or we're not going to form like a good base in the price. Let's get the oscillators up. These should be looking good anyway. Still, 4 hour. 4 hours turning down. It was turning down this morning when we did our morning video, but price is staying where it is, so that is good. We've got this coming down, and the 4 hour 9 not really pushing price down, so that's actually quite bullish in the face of this adversity. 12 hour looking brilliant though. These 12-hour Stokes looking like they've got room all the way to run into this zone here, where they like to get up to. And I think this will coincide with a price of about 10k for Bitcoin. So yeah, next couple of days, I think we will get up there. When I say I think we want to test down a bit, so we'll just test we'll just check the 1 hour Stokes. I mean, if 1 hour Stokes can, sorry, 1 day Stokes can regain this trend line as well, I do think we will be looking at basically breaking above 10k if we manage to do that. Let's get rid of those. But yeah. Yeah, it is a case of, I think we do need to, I mean, it's where price is now, 9,600. I'm only looking really for about 9,500 for a test. And I think there'll be a lot of bulls, I think, a lot of buyers looking to get in at that point. A lot of traders, it's the sort of a way they'll trade. When a price spikes up, they basically buy the retest. And that is what they wait for. So that is currently what I'm waiting for now. And yeah, other traders will be waiting for a similar retest, and if we don't get the retest, we break above. We may be aggressive and buy at the 9,800, but we won't be expecting that to carry us just straight up. We're expecting that buy there and then take it off at this resistance, and then we'd be looking then to come and test this support zone. It's kind of like how the psychology behind a retest. To then give us more strength in the uptrend is sort of the fact like that bigger traders will buy the retest, like I said. They won't necessarily, they may pile in the breakout, yeah, but they will be quick to take profits on a breakout because they don't want to get caught in a fake out. So they'll squeeze us up, and then they'll be taking big profits around at this level, and then they'll wait for the pullback. We may not get a pullback, we may blast through. If we blast through, then like say this starts to trade upwards now, they can then buy again once we get back over this resistance, and then they will again be looking to take the position off pretty quickly, so they won't be staying in those long positions. But so what happens if when we have a retest, a proper retest, and then we bounce, that's when they will buy, and then they will buy again when we get to here, and they will hold the whole position and buy us through, and then potentially even hold the position and buy us through this bit. Buys through the next resistance, which just happens to be here. So that's kind of what you got to look for. It's difficult. That's why when you get a price move up pretty fast, it tends to come back down pretty quick, because you don't have the same interest in the price at those levels. People are in the trade, and people are waiting for entries that are clearly going to be a lot lower once we've overextended. And that's why you get, if you get more more sort of organic isn't really the word to use, but you know what I mean, more deliberate price action, where say we come back and test and then move up, much in the same way we had here. We had this formation, this trend. We basically broke out this trend line. We came back. You can't really see it on a daily time frame. So yeah, here it was in the 4 hour. So we broke out, we came back and tested it, and that was a buy point to buy. And then, like I said, once we get to, so we broke out, we got to the resistance. They would have bought the breakout, big traders would have bought the breakout, and then they would have sold the resistance, and then would have bought the retest, and then they wouldn't have sold the resistance, and they would have bought more. And you can kind of see that's exactly how this has played out here. So they will be doing the same here, they would have taken profits at this resistance, and they will be looking to basically enter a long trade down here. And this is why we have these levels. This is why horizontals are important, why trend lines are important, and why they are the mainstay of my analysis, because these are basically sort of the levels that basically people will enter and exit positions. These are sort of the liquidity pools for entering and exiting positions. So as we go up, they typically tend to be places where you'll be taking profits, because the majority of people that trade, they do trade the trend. Trend is your friend. I mean, it's hard to be a successful trader if you're trading against a trend all the time. So lots of traders trade with a trend. So obviously once you get to resistance, they'll sell. They won't necessarily be buying, but then when we break back above, they'll buy again. But where they like to buy is the retest, where we come back down and then you buy again. I mean, you all know the other saying, you buy low, sell high. So you want to aim to buy low when you can. It is fine to buy high and buy the breakouts. That is a legitimate strategy, but more people will want to buy a lower price at support when we come back and retest. So I know I've beaten this. I feel like I've beaten that dead horse beating that horse to death, whatever the saying is. I feel like I've gone on about it a lot now, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's what I'm really looking at price wise. Really, that's because I've gone on about it, because that's that's what I am looking at to place trades at the moment. So yeah, we'll just have a look at the 2-day and the 5-day, see what they are looking like. Yeah, 2-day looking good. We spoke about potentially forming a cup and handle formation, didn't we? Was it? Where was it? I don't know where it was. I can't remember. Maybe it was in something else. But yeah, potentially there's potentially a cup and handle somewhere in some asset in some time frame. But yeah, let's look at the weekly as well. The weekly should not be looking too bad. We do know we had that weekly 9. It's a long wick on that weekly 9. I mean, this is a textbook TD9 on a larger time frame. Just look at the indecision candle, the range of this candle, and I'm telling you now, that is because it was a TD9, a weekly 9. That's why we had that sort of volatility and move indecision on that candle. So yeah, just something to be aware of in the future going forwards. But yeah, over to the daily. Again, I mean, this is very much looking like a bull flag, but like I said, we can have a wick down to around this level, or we can break up. I mean, I think that we'll be looking to I'll be looking to buy at this level, and then I'll be looking to buy, basically taking out this wick to the upside for a move to 10,000. But again, it won't be like, I won't be buying this for a move to 10,000 thinking we're going to blast through 10,000. I'll be buying this to sell at 10,000 if we just go straight up there. But if you come back down and test it, then I'll be buying here, and then I will be buying the break here, and I will be looking for this to get through 10,000 in that case. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Exciting times, really. I think there's going to be an altcoin party soon. I think there is a lot of interest in alts having a bit of move. If I just look at my chart now, Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin today. This is the sort of time when it is great to get into alts. These are the good times when you get a pump in Bitcoin and then we just play sideways, and that's when the alts tend to get their pumps. A lot of you guys will know that anyway, but a lot of you guys that haven't traded Bitcoin for years probably don't necessarily know that. If you trade through bear markets, it's kind of like alts just have a hard time anyway. But when you trade through bull markets or emerging bull markets, or markets that are just trending upwards, where there is optimism, you obviously get people interested in alts. So altcoins will tend to pump after Bitcoin's pumped, and it sort of trades sideways. So yeah, so I did at the weekend. I was meant to start my altcoin videos. I have basically set up a Binance Dex because there's a certain coin that I want to buy on Binance Dex, and also I've got normal Binance set up as well. So yeah, so we'll be getting sorted on that. We'll be trading some altcoins, and we'll have an altcoin video series where we'll have a look at some of our tickers. So if you guys have got some good pairs, some good tickers, some good altcoins to look at, I'm particularly interested in the newer coins, in DeFi coins. I'm particularly interested in coins that have got apps that have been released and getting used. Yeah, I mean, I've got coins in mind, a list of coins that I'm going to basically list and talk about and buy myself. But yeah, but if you guys have got some good ideas, some charts, some FA, some fundamental analysis, then yeah, let me know. And just don't talk to me about XRP though, because I mean, I just, yeah, it's not really on my list. It may get a pump because of how depressed the price is, but the price of XRP is depressed for a reason. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate now from XRP. XRP people don't listen to this anyway. Anyway, so they hate Bitcoin. They want Bitcoin to go down because they think that's going to help their coin. In much the same way that a lot of Bitcoiners will want stock markets to go down. But hey, right, that's enough of that controversy. But yeah, so right, there we go, guys. So remember, this is not a financial advice. It's a bit sketchy, the video today. There's not really a lot to talk about. We had the pump, and we just basically sat here. We haven't really tested into the resistance. We haven't really tested back down to the old resistance, the support. We haven't done a lot, so nothing has really changed since this morning. I'm fully expecting this retest. And stock markets are definitely doing their best to give us a bit of a pull down, but I think this is looking good. This is looking good overall, regardless of whether we pump up to 11k and then event over the next few weeks or month or something, and then we get like that 30-40% retrace that I'm talking about. Bitcoin can get some savage moves, some savage wicks. I've been caught out in one once with orders left in the market. Bitcoin can do some crazy things, and once we start to get into this to this territory, and especially above here, I mean, all bets will be off. It'll be you'll have to. I'll literally be at my computer, I think, all day, every day, looking for like those which $1,000 direction or which $500 direction we're gonna move in that day. I think it will be wild, and I'll be looking at which altcoin is gonna pump by 100% over the next 7 hours. Not really, probably like the next couple of weeks. At any given point. So yeah, I think we have really got exciting times. I don't think they're going to let anything happen to these markets before November. So I think we've got a run. I think we've got a run basically ahead of us this year that we all want to get as many satoshis as possible, collect all those coins, get all those coins together, all those other coins, and then swap them back into satoshis, and yeah, so there's lots of opportunities, guys. So right, that's it, and that's it for today. Yeah, a bit sketchy of the video. There's not a lot happened today, not too much to talk about. I need to get into alts. I think I got a feeling a lot of the action is in alts at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna get the Binance set up. I'll do a video to show you guys how to set up Binance DEX as well, because you've got to be careful with Binance DEX because it's a decentralized exchange. So if you lose your logins, your keys, your password, your mnemonic or whatever, you lose them. You lose your money basically. You lose your coins. So yeah, we'll do a video on how to set up Binance DEX because there is a coin. There's coin on there. There's a gem. I think it's a gem anyway that I'm after. And yeah, so thanks for listening, guys. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, therefore this is not a financial advice, and I'll speak to you guys in the morning.